And Seggo, a name synonymous with victory, just one of the greatest workshop players of all time to do it, but still every now and then takes a back foot, takes a step away from the scene, just takes a step away from the game until he decides, all right, you know what? I've been away for long enough. It's time for me to come back and show people that I can still do it. So right now, it's a matter of the continued dedicated player skrupp facing off against, the man of the mountain, Seggo, who just kind of comes back every now and then.
That is it's a very creative way to describe Seggo. As someone who's been there at the past few times where he's competed in real life, I will say that Seggo does seem like this unstoppable force. Like, whoever he runs into, you may feel a bit of sweat rolling down your forehead because you just know that this is a big name that I'm trying to tackle. I do wonder how this set will go. We're starting off at Crystal Oasis with the Penny as skrupp playing as Penny and Seggo playing as Luna.
Yeah, I mean, the Penny versus Luna matchup, not one that you see too often, except amongst the players who really have a dedication to these characters. Crystal Oasis, I do believe, is one of Seggo's favorite stages. Just a little bit of a nod to his base cast main, Olympia.
That's
which,
right.
Now, the big question is who's going to be coming out on top. Game number 1 could mean quite a lot between these two.
Let's not keep them waiting, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to get things started up. And you can see Seggo right now managing to get a little bit of a lead, but, it's just a one-hit, two-hit lead here. So both of these players just trying to turn things into an actual substantial lead.
It does seem like they are doing pretty good jobs at dancing around each other, getting a few hits and then getting out. Which does make sense. These are two very fast characters.
Yeah, two very fast characters. And you can see that they're just kind of going toe-to-toe. The gunshots coming in from Penny just constantly making it a little bit rough to just directly approach for Seggo here. But parry into strong, still going to be the tried, the true, the classic. All right, and speaking of which, another one of those parries into strong coming in from Seggo. Skrupp struggling to get back onto stage with the Penny. I mean, this is a lot of extra credit damage. Another one of those parry into strongs. 3 parries, 3 strongs, and it's the same punish each and every time. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what I'd say. As we've seen with a lot of the matches prior to this, even some of the best players up there do tend to stick with some of their very basic, well-known combos.
And Seggo right now struggling to get back onto stage. Skrupp just barely not able to capitalize on that stun there. But another one of those parry into strongs for Seggo. And this lead is looking close to insurmountable.
Ooh, Seggo nearly does not make it back on stage, but it does. You're right, Skrupp really needs to make it back in order to make this game count. Very much, very high percent compared to Seggo. Took a very long time to take that first stock, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you can see Seggo's still looking for some of these confirms, like parry into strong. I mean, there's really nothing more to say except take this nair forward air from the Luna. But right now, Skrupp on the Penny still needs to find a way how to slow down the pace of this game, right? That's the point of these full sets. It's not just about game 1, it's about Seggo! I swear to God! That's my job! Don't take my bit! Anyway.
Some of the commentators...
Seggo, another parry into strong, going to be able to take the percent lead, but very much not taking the stock lead after that untimely SD.
Some of the commentators were discussing how they just move on if one of the players SD'd like that, so maybe we should just get out of here. Maybe this set doesn't need to be watched.
No, but right now, Skrupp very much paying close attention to a lot of Seggo's openings, a lot of Seggo's real habits here, because you need to get that information under your belt if you're going to be able to take the set. Seggo going to be able to take game number 1, but an information gathering game is not one to scoff at.
In game 2, we will not be seeing any character changes, but we are taking it to the Spirit Tree.
Yeah, Spirit Tree, as I have said once, and I will say again, horrible stage from a horrible game, from a horrible franchise that nobody cares about. The running joke is I'm an Ori main. Don't take it seriously. But the big thing about this stage, right, is that the blast zones are so close. We talked about those top blast zones. We talked about those side blast zones. Penny and Luna have some ridiculously strong fares in order to make these blast zones as terrifying as possible. So you have to watch out for those side blast zones.
Not to beat a dead horse enough, but this match will certainly be interesting, as my co-commentator just stated.
Yeah, it's bound to be super volatile here, but right now, you know, it is going to be a start with that nair from Seggo. Just try to build up that percent lead. I mean, skrupp still struggling a little bit. Seggo able to get right past all of those parries. But yeah, all of that being said, skrupp manages to still bring things back as far as percent is concerned. Penny just has a large damage output, but Seggo doesn't need the percent, just wants the kill.
Seggo did a very, very good job at keeping track of where skrupp was going. I will say, one of his best strengths is knowing exactly where the opponent will go and making sure that they're exactly where he wants them to be. As we just saw right there, as another F-Strong at ledge occurred.
Yeah, and another one of those parry strongs, but this time onto a projectile. Seggo now marked with the mine. How will skrupp get back into things? Not quite going to be able to do too much with it just yet, but we can see right now skrupp is looking for the opportunity. All right. Parry not quite gonna work out for either of these players. Yo, quick Mexican standoff, but in the end, it is still just going to be that Luna fair to take things right off the side. Exactly how we were mentioning.
Yet another really far stock lead from Seggo to skrupp. And there's that very volatile chasing, as I mentioned.
Very volatile between these two, and you can see Penny has a very high damage output, but struggles to have the same kind of consistency as far as kills go that the Luna does. Meanwhile, Seggo just able to get a lot of these piecemeal hits in, but actually getting the kill is so much more consistent than getting the damage.
Oh, Seggo tried to go so deep right there.
Watch yourself next Riptide.
That's so like him, right. Dying like that. That's game 2.
Well, Seggo, once again, doing things the hard way, taking 4 stocks in game number 2, the same way that he did in game number 1. But either way, game number 3, skrupp still managing to make things relatively close. So the question is, where does skrupp go for game number 3? How do things change? And are we going to be seeing any character swaps? No, it is still going to be the Penny. It is going to be Tower of Heaven, though, with a much more neutral-based stage, much more of that platform movement.
That's right. Maybe I don't want to. No predictions. Let's just get into it.
Skrupp, don't be talking bad about my friend Skrupp. I'll fight you. Anyway, moving on to Tower of Heaven, game number 3. So much more platform movement available for both of these players here, but as we can see, another very small lead for Seggo here, still forced to approach though, and the big question is, how much more percent does this turn into?
It has turned into even percent now, but both players seemingly not... Ooh, well, I could see Seggo going for a third offstage fair and dying right there, but I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, definitely had the opportunity to go for it, but Seggo not going to be memeing quite that hard, as the Upstrong still not going to be able to kill Penny. Still mildly heavy enough to survive there, but read on the tech roll not quite going to pay off for Seggo. All right, and there we go. The fully charged neutral B directly into the forwarder, going to be able to finally take that first stock. This is quite a high percent in comparison to how we usually see these stocks taken early by Seggo. Meanwhile, skrupp keeping very close in this match here, not taking so much in terms of that extra credit, and immediately I'm turned into a liar.
Ooh. That was a nice stock taken right there. Skrupp has a little ways to go with the percentage to catch up, but we're seeing with these combos, there's definitely potential to.
Yeah, definitely still potential to keep on going, but Seggo, one forward hitter start things off, not going to opt to jump off for the other one, but right now, you can see that Seggo really wants this kill onto the Penny. Ow. A little bit of extra mustard on that Upstrong, but no dice. Seggo offstage, struggling quite a bit. Skrupp just able to build up that percent over and over again. The Penny still a large damage output. Final stock potentially for Skrupp here, but Forward Strong going to even things up very quickly.
Will Skrupp be able to keep this momentum? This is the best they've been doing out of all 3 rounds so far.
Yeah, definitely the best that Skrupp has been doing. Seggo has not managed to pull off an SD in this game, but Skrupp still managing to do better in this game than has been done before there. One parry into a strong, not going to turn into a kill, though.
I get the feeling if that forwarder had connected, we might have seen a bit of an early stock.
And Seggo in trouble and in the blast zone. Skrupp on the board.
Alright, there we go. Now that I almost set the scores wrong.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's how it be, but either way, we are going to be going back to Crystal Oasis. This is DSR. So Seggo should not be allowed to go back here. But once again, DSR only matters if your opponent calls you out for it, right? So if they do opt to go back here, this is a gentleman. Skrupp decides, all right, you know what? We can go back to Crystal Oasis. Crystal Oasis isn't the reason why I lost. Oh, it's totally fine that we go back here. So now, Skrupp and Seggo going toe-to-toe, as we've seen before, right? The information gathering is something that you cannot be sleeping on. You did not know there was DSR. Skrupp, there has been DSR since this game was released. Anyway.
You could just claim that, you know what, I could, despite this being Seggo's favorite stage, I'm confident I can beat him on it.
I mean, like, that's going to be a bit of a show of confidence either way here. So Skrupp, right now, able to do quite a bit of damage on that Penny. As we've seen time and time again, if it is a matter of trading, right? The Luna does not have the same damage output as the Penny in as few hits. Luna can get 3 or 4 hits to match Luna's 1, but Luna can still get those 3 or 4 hits where Luna can only get 1. So it's a matter of ideologies, it's a matter of play styles coming into play. All right, double nair from Seggo, and still it's Seggo who reaches the triple digits first. But triple digits or not, fully charged Upstrong going to be able to take a stock off the top, as the up air will do the same.
We're seeing a little bit of projectile play as both players try to figure out how to get back in.
Yeah, so still trying to find their opportunity here, but Seggo right now in a little bit of extra control, baiting out the parry here. Skrupp could be in a very good position, though, just constantly able to force these approaches with that gun.
Unfortunate mine placement as skrupp self-detonates. But, hey, it doesn't matter. Still in the lead.
Yeah, still in the lead. Something that skrupp has very rarely been able to say, minus when Seggo is off stage and in a lot of trouble. But right now, another one of those down tilt up strongs not quite going to kill just yet from Seggo here. But now we're starting to see a bit of projectile play come through. Down strong going to be able to do it, though. Oh my
The uppercut
Lord,
will
up
take
tilt
it.
just goes
Wait,
crazy.
is that an up strong or an up tilt?
That's almost certainly an up tilt.
Very interesting. So potent of a normal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Mega Man has it like that, though, so makes sense here. But in the meantime, skrupp right now making a lot of sense of Seggo's neutral play. So much damage onto the Luna here. And Seggo right now struggling to find a way back into control.
Wow! The moving F strong does take the game right there. I wouldn't be surprised if Seggo was caught completely off guard.
Yeah, Seggo just not quite ready to get hit by that F strong. Probably caught him on a dash dance backwards. But in the meantime, game number 5 going to be on Treetop Lodge. Skrupp on the verge of a reverse 3-0. This could be completely detrimental to a player like Seggo, who thrives off of momentum, thrives off of feeling himself in these matches. But right now, Skrupp on the verge of making a huge upset.
I'm sure the double loss right there after almost getting that 3-0 is definitely weighing on Seggo's mind, as I've seen it has before. You are definitely correct by saying that he is a very momentum-based player. Will we see him regain that momentum here, though?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question here. Skrupp right now just able to wall Seggo out with a lot of these normals, a lot of this gunplay. But right here, Seggo going for a few more options that we haven't seen from him quite before. And now, looking for the fair, going to be able to land it, not going to be able to turn into a kill quite yet, though. Vortex not going to connect, but not needed.
I think based off of these few games we've seen, it may be a correct assumption to say that SDing is Seggo's lucky charm, as the 2 games that he lost, he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. Of all the things from Seggo to pick up on, I think that SDing is probably the most unconventional one. But in the end, Seggo just barely managing to get past some of Skrupp's parry timing, some of Skrupp's opportunities here. And you can see that he realizes, I don't have to approach. I have the percent lead. I have the stock lead. I have the blast zone. But right now, Skrupp able to even out that stock count. This could be rough for Seggo here, but still off stage is the penny.
Manages to sneak back on there, but that could have been really bad if a repeat of first stock happened.
Yeah, Seggo right now, 1 parry into strong, not going to turn into too much more. Reads an air dodge upwards, but not quite going to be able to get it. You can see the defensive options come on out for both of these players, and the panic is starting to really set in. Skrupp down tilt, looking for an up strong, not going to be able to quite kill off the top just yet. Forward strong for Seggo, not going to kill Penny on this stage, but forward strong from Skrupp, absolutely going to be able to. Down strong evening things right back up here as Skrupp and Seggo just going toe-to-toe in game number 5.
Ooh. Nearly caught the roll read right there, but it does seem like Seggo just can't really, despite having the percent lead, is struggling to follow Skrupp as he was earlier.
Yeah, I mean, once again, this is a matter of, tried, true, and consistent workshop player versus the player who everyone knows but just kind of shows up out of nowhere at a whim here. But right now, it seems like Seggo looking for the opportunity. Beautiful jab check from Skrupp, though. Just looking for that last hit. looking for that one read, but Seggo and skrupp, both of them ridiculously close to dying.
It does seem like with skrupp, it's a matter of finding a few more hits. Jump. Ooh! The teabag!
Right. And just like that, Seggo with a fully charged down strong, gonna be able to punish the lack of double jump from skrupp there. In game number 5, just barely able to take it over skrupp. And you can see, you know, skrupp, very strong player here, but Seggo, a legend for a reason.
Let's get into this next